This is Esther.
Alfred here.
Of You, Me, and Sicily, and welcome to our channel. Or if you're coming back, welcome back to our channel. We're two expats living outside of Catania and Catena, bringing you videos weekly live, and we also have ancestral home videos and all types of fun videos. Alfred, I want to start out by saying Happy Father's Day to you. A great man, you're a great grandfather, your great brother, and he is an amazing, amazing grandfather.
Actually, I like to call this Happy Father Figure Day because there are plenty of women I know who, by circumstances in life, have been forced to wear both hats. Not only women, but grandmothers as well. Those women, I bow my head in respect.
This morning, I sent my mom a note saying, Happy Father's Day to the best mother in the entire world.
That's right.
That's a good one. I want to give a little bit of an update for people about traveling here in Italy. Believe it or not, Sicily finally in the white zone. Hallelujah. June 21st, we go into the white zone. Not much of a difference. There's not going to be a curfew. You can have as many people outside of a restaurant eating as possible. Still 6 inside. Masks are still required. Social distancing still required by Italian law. But yesterday, Roberto Sapienza, who's the Minister of Health, sent for the scientific community, Alfred, to evaluate when we should take off the mask and go maskless. So that's a little bit of what's happening here. Also, travel, as many of you know, has opened to the United States. There's COVID-free flights. Lots going on, but technically, people keep asking me about the Green Pass. What the heck is that Green Pass? Where can you find it? As of the taping of the show, there's having a little bit of a glitch. So
but that's only for European travel. That's not for intercontinental travel.
In European, and it's going to be made available for Americans as well.
Oh, good, because I'm going to go down and get my Green Pass, which means I can fly to the Netherlands or I can fly to Germany within the EU until I hear otherwise. The only thing I have to do, I believe, is get a quick test.
Yeah.
Right, and show that I've been vaccinated.
The other interesting thing that they're doing here is that you have to have a Green Pass if you want to go to certain large concerts or matches or things like that. So We'll see what that happens. The other big news is, look, you guys, this is what I collected this morning on the ground.
Tilt the glass so you could.
Etna was added again. You see that? It's pretty coarse, Al.
I'll tell you what, Etna has been, this is in over 20 years that I've been here, this is the most prolonged period of near constant eruptions we've had. I posted a picture on my Facebook last night from Taormina. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Shot? I got it like almost 200 people were in awe. Okay.
She's really beautiful when she's
It really is beautiful. It is, but it's a pain in the butt when you have to sweep it up every day. I had
look
swept
at
up
this, you guys.
two whole dustpans full of the grit. It's really grit.
It's really grit. Look at my fingers.
It's really good stuff too. I wish somebody from the United States would come up with an idea how to import this stuff into the United States, the volcanic grit and volcanic stones, because they would make great fertilizers that full of minerals and nutrients and stuff. But no one's really grabbing the bull by the horns on that one.
The only thing I've seen, up on Etna or around here, they sell the little bottles that you can take the ashes home. But that's just
tourist
thing.
Right. I'm talking about big 50-pound sacks that Peter could use in his tomatoes and his garden, right?
Alfred, did you see the picture in Catania when Etna was exploding? People opened up their umbrellas.
Yeah, last night in Catania,
it was hitting hard.
And the cops are really cracking down on automotive and bike riders in Catania. Last night they had 10 traps set up, big ones.
Yeah.
And in 1 hour they caught 387 people.
What were they doing?
82 of them didn't have helmets on, the motorcyclists, which is kind of stupid. And 4 of them tried to run away, take off. So they got caught. So they got to get whacked for an additional €85 fine, and they got to get another 3 points deducted off their license, that's a lot of money for insurance. A bunch of cars had expired inspection stickers. You have to go for your inspection here every 2 years. And they do a very exhaustive test. It's not like the test, like in Massachusetts, it's not that exhaustive at all. But here it's, I mean, they do emergency brake tests. That's really an emergency brake test to make sure that, because it's so hilly here. And the other thing that they do is they check all your lights, make sure that all the bulbs are in your lights, even the small ones.
Yeah.
Besides the regular stuff. So, I mean, that's a big thing. So, and the other one, there was about 14 people driving with no licenses at all. So they got their cars impounded. And then another 50 of them driving with no licenses whatsoever or insurance.
Now, it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere.
This is in 1 hour.
Now, listen, you guys, I don't know if you saw that, just published a new video on cherries, on making cherry juice and cherry brandy. Oh, you want to try one? Oh, wait a second.
She's been twisting my arm about trying one of these cherries that is right now with seasoning and brandy. And I've been kind of ducking it, but.
What do you mean?
All right, let's try one.
All right, this is so cool. So we did this a month ago, and yes, it is in a pickle jar, cetrioli. Pickle bar. Okay, and so we did the entire video, and I posted a link on here, and I'll leave you another comment. But about a month ago, he put stock brandy in there, left the stems on them, and here we go. How does it smell? Oh, wow. I'm going to try one. What do you think?
Another month, kiddo, will even be better. You can taste
but you can taste the brandy. Wow, that is good. So what we did is basically clean these and put them in brandy, and then with the rest I made some juice. That was
very
really
good.
good.
I would give that a 9 out of 10. The brandy is
on
very
top of
good.
gelato. Oh my God.
No, just a drinking like that. When I was a kid, I would just, what we would do when we were kids, underage? We would get fruit cocktail. The fruit cocktail that they put in the canister.
Yeah.
And we'd drain out the juice, and then we would put rum in it.
That sounds good too.
One of those things like in rum. And we would sit in front of the cops, smiling, and we'd be eating the rum-infused fruit cocktail.
Oh, yum. All right,
only
there
for
you
Lawrence,
go.
though.
There you go.
Another month or so, that's going to be terrific.
Yeah, even on granita, that'll be good. I want to talk to you guys.
Can I talk about one more thing?
Yeah.
This is news, right? So we went to a terrific fruit seller yesterday. It's in San Giovanni La Punta. Okay, on the way back, she bought a new phone. She bought this phone, by the way. It's called the OSSO X3.
Something like that, not exactly.
It's made by, it looks like it's a collaboration.
Galaxy Samsung.
It's a
yeah, but it's so great. I'm so excited.
With Sony, right?
But can I tell you guys why I'm so excited about it?
Why?
Because I'm going to be able to make even better videos. I have my camera, my professional camera, but this phone is unbelievable. I took already a few pictures and I did some videos, and it's like the clearest. So I'm excited to bring you more videos with this phone.
I think I'm going to buy one too. But anyways, on the way back, after wasting 4 hours, I was in the car waiting for her 4 hours and
transferring the data.
5,000 pictures in her phone. Okay. So to make a long story short, I was like, cooked because I was in my car. I didn't want to go in there. So we stopped at the fruit cellar, and they had the most beautiful looking purple figs. They must have been, I'm not kidding you, 4 inches big, right? And I looked at them, I couldn't believe it. So I says, how much?
And the first thing I said was, wait a second, it's too early for figs in Sicily.
Because they don't come out until...
No, it's in Turkish.
These are Turkish ones. No, I don't care where they're from. I mean, I'm not one of those guys that says, oh, they're not from Sicily, it must be crap. No, because Turkey has very good stuff.
I agree.
So I said, how much are they? He said, €5 a kilo. That's €2.50, basically, for a pound. So I had him give me, 6?
Yeah, so good.
Oh, it was so good.
And we had the first watermelon.
We had the first watermelon,
season.
too, which was that Italian or Sicilian?
No, it was, of course, Sicilian.
Oh, my God, it was sweet.
It's right.
Like you can't believe. And then I bought some white grapes. Because I like white grapes, okay? They were about as big as a 25-cent piece, right?
So good.
And usually this time of the year, they're not that good. So they were so good.
Yeah. Because, you guys, it's hot and humid. We're going through a heat wave for the next few days. Let's say hello, Jim Ingram. Great to see him in here.
Hi, James, Thomas.
Catone, buongiorno. Helen is here. Christina. Christina is from Florida.
Must be muggy in Florida, huh, Christina?
John Brenner, happy Father's Day. Heading
happy
to San Juan Islands for a day of boating with the kids. And yes, happy Solstice Days. Nice to see our friend, the Wee Beat Horse. Buongiorno, buona domenica to all the American friends.
Is it
everyone.
the Web Horse?
The Web Horse. That's probably. Welcome, new member, subscriber from New Jersey. Buona domenica, Manny Palazzo, and happy Dad Day. Everyone's wishing you
Thank you, Vince.
Happy Peter Scapoletti. Happy Father's Day. Hello, Andy Parisi. Let's see. Joe is here. Joe and Michelle from Piscataway. It only took me a month to get that right. Yeah, Christine says beautiful picture from last night.
Thank Chris liked it. That's good. Yeah. I know. Travis says his luck when he gets here, it's going to be closed down the volcano, but who knows?
Maria
I'm hoping to see if you guys.
Peter says, of course, he would buy some of that ash. Maybe I'll bring him.
I knew Peter would buy that. Peter, why don't we import like a whole container in, and we could sell it. We can call it gold from Etna. I wouldn't know exactly how to do it, but we would put it in big bags, like mulch bags.
Yeah.
Sell it. Maybe we can make some money on it. I don't know.
What's Mama Cooking is here. What's Mama Cooking? In Sicily, one use make amarena juice. Amarena is a particular cheer kind with just a little bitter flavor.
You make that with Kinoto. You make Kinoto with that. Okay.
Mark Cahill, we're looking forward to seeing you in his ancestral home, Santa Margherita de Belice. We have people here from Georgia, and let's see, just a couple more. Buona giornata de spring, Texas. So happy Father's Day from Georgia. All right, can I talk about something I've been wanting to talk about?
Wait a minute, can I just talk about one more thing and then I'll shut up for the next 5 minutes?
No, let me.
All right, good.
Okay.
You go first.
I've been wanting to talk about this for you guys for a long time because there's a great initiative going on here in Sicily that's worth mentioning. It's called Plastic-Free Sicilia. Plastic-Free Sicilia.
Plastic-free.
Yeah, Plastic-Free Sicilia. And they have gatherings of volunteers that go and collect plastic on the beach, on the mountainside, on the roadside. And it's an initiative that has been going on for a while. They have a great Facebook page on some of my news from Sicily and Italy. I share some of their work. But today, they were in Tre Castagni and they collected 500 kilos of plastics. And these are everyday volunteers. You know, there's an organizer and it's happening in all of the provinces. And I've been sort of following them and it's growing. If you guys don't know, you should know. Plastic and trash is a huge problem here in Sicily. You know, they don't do the paper plates. Even at the restaurants when we're getting something, they'll give us a plastic plate or a plastic cup or, you know, and people dispose of it on the streets and it's a big problem. So I commend Plastic-Free Sicilia for their work.
You know what they say, the old saying is, if it's in my house, if the garbage is in my house, it's my problem. If it's on the street, it's Rome's problem. And it's a terrible attitude to have, but you have to understand that you have to pay to have the garbage picked up, okay? It's called, I think it was called a TARI, T-A-R-I, you know, the tariff for the refugee. And it's based on how many people live in the house. Now, Esther just got her residence card, I think it was last month. I had to fill out paperwork to submit to the health authorities over there because now I'm going to be paying for her use of garbage as well as my use of garbage. And don't forget, there's no room, there's no landfills in Sicily. So it all has to be put on these enormous barges and they have to ship it off island. That's why there's so many fires, because people, you know, especially the farmers, the commercial people.
Yeah.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, you wake up sometime and all you smell is like burning garbage. Okay. So, and that's pretty much why they do it.
It's very unfortunate that some Sicilians just don't care for their territory as much. And it's just a lack of respect, bottom line.
Wow.
Rudy, happy Father's Day from sunny Florida. Can you talk a little bit about the cell phones and who's a good, reliable Carrie. Rudy, are you the one that emailed me? Let me know. I'm glad you're here to ask that. So remember the day, well, let me just start this. So when I first came here to Sicily, we got one of those disposable phones, remember? It wasn't a smartphone. It was one of those little plastic white ones. And all you could literally use it is for calling.
Yeah.
And we would have to go and charge it at TIM, I believe, which is TIM,
yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, Telecom Italia.
Telecom Italia, we would have to charge it every few months or when I ran out of data.
She means pay as you go.
Pay as you go.
What you do is you put an X amount of euro in there, 25 euro, 10 euro, 15 euro, etc. But it's very expensive both to make a call. You don't, unlike the United States, on cell phone for the minutes, you do not get charged if people call you. It doesn't count for your minutes. Mm-hmm. So what people do is, they'll send a quick message to somebody, call me, if they have a cheap phone, and then the other person calls them and they can talk for hours. There's no problem. But that was the first few phones I had too. Yeah. Then they graduated to phones that looked like what are those things called? Blueberries or Blackberries.
Blackberries.
Okay? They moved those to those with a small little tiny screen. And then all of a sudden,
well, let's fast forward to
wait a minute.
Today.
I want to just answer this fellow's question.
Well, what are the good carriers?
Okay, the good carriers, in my view, is Trey IT or Wind. I think that they're a very good carrier. Vodafone is also a good one. And what you do is, I would say, do not buy the phones there.
Probably they'll come with the phone. So he's coming here. So let me, if I understand it, Rudy, correctly, you're coming here with your phone and you want to be able to communicate with your family. Now, I want to say that if you have Verizon, you can also do a plan with them. Or if you're staying here for a few months, the plan I have on mine is Wind. The plan you have is Wind.
Well, Trey IT and Wind is one and the same. Wind bought Trey IT.
That's right.
Telecom Italia is another one, TIM, as they call it. Those are the big ones. Vodafone is the other big one. The cell system here is far superior to that of the United States and far cheaper than the United States. So, I mean, if you're going to be frequently coming here, I would say buy a phone.
Buy a phone? No, he's going to come with a phone, Al. He's going to come with a phone.
Okay, if he's going to come with a phone, then he should go to Wind, and he'll have... they'll fix it up for you, and you'll buy like 50 gigs or 100 gigs, and that's it. You're off to the races. If you're going to watch a lot of movies and do a lot of downloading, then you're going to have to maybe get 100 gigs. Or unlimited, right? So it's very good. There's 5G is available here, and most of the island, except of course our house, is hooked up with fiber, so it's very fast.
Parts of it, yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly cheap. I spend for with my phone, which is telephone and also unlimited internet, it's costing me 18 euro a month. Below cheap, right? You know how much I'm paying with AT&T in the States on a phone that I never use? $40 a month. Yeah. It's sitting in my bag, to use it 3 months a year.
Mary Rose says, yes, I have Verizon and use it all the time.
Yeah, Verizon is good.
Hey, Rudy, let me know if we answered your question, please. Okay. And what other questions do you have? Now, Al, you've been wanting to talk about something. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to just talk a little bit about Father's Day. And as I said before, I've always believed that it's Father-Figure Day because of all the mothers and so forth. So I did a little bit of research on Father's Day, the significance of Father's Day. And it basically varies from country to country. United States, Father's Day was basically started by a gal in the year 1910 is when it started. There wasn't a Father's Day before that. In Italy, La Festa della Papa, as it's called, is celebrated the same day in March as St. Joseph's Day.
March 19th, yep.
March 19th, because, of course, St. Joseph was the father of Jesus. So here it's not a holiday, but...
You mean today is not?
Today is not a holiday.
But March is a big holiday.
But many European countries, and surprisingly, many countries, North Africa, it's also a holiday today. Father's Day is a holiday today. But if you want to have interesting read, just Google History of Father's Day, and you get to just see by country. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's different. Yeah.
Travis says, I bought a SIM card in Taormina when we were there a few years ago and was a real pain. Now I just use AT&T's international plan and don't use it unless I really need it. Now, let me just tell you guys also, you know, there's WhatsApp. If you have internet, there's WhatsApp. There's Facebook Messenger. There's all types of other technologies. All types of technologies that you can use now if you don't want to. And we don't even have a home phone anymore. We used to.
No, I don't have one. But
we used to.
Travis, you're going to be staying at the residence. They have internet. So if you have WhatsApp, you can make phone calls for free on your WhatsApp. Video calls as well.
Yeah, but the other person has to have WhatsApp on the other end.
Well, if you make arrangements for that, or Facebook, as she said, Facebook Messenger. What about Zoom?
Zoom is just too complicated on the phone.
Too complicated,
in my opinion. Whew, it's hot, huh?
It's only 93 degrees.
It's only 93 degrees.
What are you gonna do?
Rudy says, awesome info. I always learn more than 5 things every week.
Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you. That's
we
right.
have a few more things to talk about.
Same with Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
All
what?
Right.
Wait a minute. What does that mean, Jim? Same with Mother's Day.
I think we talked about the importance of it. The other important thing I wanted to say is that we are going ahead and starting with Italian language courses with my friend Stefania. Some of them are going to be recorded live. You can join in. The first one is going to be Friday. What's today? Today's the 20th, so Friday is going to be the 25th of June. So that's very exciting. I am going to leave you my email there if you want any information. And this is just going to be conversation, you guys. There's no grammar, no nothing, just everyday words that you'll be able to use here.
How much does it cost?
Well, I'm going to email everyone everything and put it in the show descriptions. But I'm very excited, and some of them are going to be pre-recorded, and you'll have that link for good 30 minutes each. So that's a really fun thing. And we're also going to go to like bars and show people how to, and when I say bars, I'm not talking about American beer bars. They call bars here the place where you take coffee or you're going to meet that. And we're going to order some stuff to show, teach people how to order and all that.
So you guys going to be gallivanting around?
We're going to be gallivanting around. Thomas says, I use WhatsApp to talk weekly with my cousin in Palermo.
I use it to talk to my kids. Right now, my daughter Jen is in Amsterdam for the
FaceTime.
month.
Good point.
FaceTime is another one. My daughter Jen is in Amsterdam. My son is in the Boston area. And, you know, this morning I got 3 calls, you know, from Boston and Amsterdam, and then my daughter from Boston, all on WhatsApp. Doesn't cost me. That's why I gave up my phone.
You have to have internet.
Of course you have to have internet, yeah.
So if people are out and about gallivanting around,
if you're gallivanting around, you don't have it. That's why you want to get, you know, a backup system.
Yeah,
is what you want to get.
Jim said he's going to buy a phone when he gets here and get an Italian number, which is a good idea. You know, calling people, especially some of these restaurants and the small mom and pop restaurants. Maybe they don't have a. Believe it or not, they may not have a smartphone. I know restaurants, Salvatore in Nespoli, he only has one of those like flip phones. Believe it or not, those are still very popular here.
Yesterday, as I was roasting to death in my car, waiting for her for 4 hours,
Wait a second. I publicly want to thank Alfred.
Thank you.
Alfred M. Zappa.
I only got 3rd-degree burns on my ass sitting in my freaking car, but that's what's.
And what was wrong with the restaurant?
I went to this one of my favorite places. It's called Enjoy Pub.
So you did have something.
Cheeseburger, okay, and they have all different types of cheeseburger, but I'm what they call a cheeseburger purist. I want a cheeseburger, piece of cheese. That's it. I want some ketchup and I want some French fries. Basta. I don't want all this other crap that they put on because they put caramelized mushrooms and the thing is that thick, right?
This is like probably one of the most Americanized restaurants.
Yeah, it's great.
They have wings.
Ribs too.
They have cheesecake. Right. I mean, it is incredible.
So I said to the guy when I sat down, first of all, I wanted a gallon of water because I was like, what? But anyways, I said to the guy, I says, I want the menu. He says, oh, we don't have a menu. I says, what do you mean you don't have a menu, right? He says, oh, no, you have to download the app onto your phone.
No. You have to scan your phone over the code and it'll bring up the menu.
I says, I'm not doing that. You know why I don't want to do that? Because I'm too old school to give my info out. Okay. Yesterday when I went to Wind, right? to get her stuff on the phone, right? Now, normally you just pull out your identity card, okay, which is basically the only thing you know. And the gal says, I need your testa sanitaria, my medical card. I said, what do you need my medical card for? You know, to me, and I got a little bit pissed about it. I get a little bit pissed about it.
I'm not commenting.
Yeah, I got pissed about it, and I gave her a hard time because I don't trust anybody opposite me in Sicily that's in the business of making money. I automatically don't trust. Period. Okay, at all. Okay, I don't trust them.
Well, you're true
They're going to try to game me because I speak English. They're thinking they're going to make a quick buck off of me, frankly, and I just don't. I didn't understand why you have to have your medical. That's like someone asking you for your Medicare card. There's not even a picture. It's not even a picture on that thing, right? Why would you want that? So I'm very suspicious about these places. You know, the safest thing for you as an American coming here is simply show your American passport and basta. Okay, that's it. All right, that's my
the web horse, excuse me, by the way, it could be a nice idea to make a WhatsApp group collecting all the Yumi and Sicily followers. Good idea. That is a good idea. The celebration, also the Festa della Femmina and Mother's Day.
Yes, of course, Jimmy.
Big.
Of course.
We have a mobile internet we use for 3 months. We are in Sicily. It is the size of a credit card to keep in your pocket, and we pay maybe €10 a month.
There
That's
you go.
A great program.
Penny, can you do me a favor? Can you post that on your comment, the name of it, so that our friends could maybe pick up the name from you?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be very helpful if you can do that.
Yeah, I'm wondering which internet provider you use.
Yeah.
I don't want you gallivanting around, is what my dad would say. Oh.
My father used to say to me, why don't you go gallivant and come back, say, next Tuesday? Believe me, Maria. Okay?
Believe me.
Oh, did you notice my hat?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about your hat.
Leone 1947. Does anybody know?
Well, let me tell them where we got it. So if you guys
What do you mean we? What do you mean we?
You.
I have it.
You guys, so if you've been around here for a while, you know our friend and neighbor, Francesco, always gives us stuff. He, in fact, was the one that gave us the 5 pounds of cherries that we put brandy and made juice of. And so the other day, he knows how much Alfred loves hats. So the other day he said, aspetta un minuto, aspetta, and he brought that out. How cool is that?
So anyways, he gave me this hat, Leone 1947. I didn't know what the hell. I asked him, you know, is it a company? He goes, yeah, it's a big company. So he goes back in the house. That means he really didn't know what somebody probably gave it to him. And he's just like, you know, paying it forward or repurposing it. So I get on the internet and I research Leone 1947. And I bet you Chris Leone is going to get jealous that I have this hat. Leone 1947 is one of Europe's, certainly Italy's, largest sporting good manufacturers, specializing in boxing gloves, boxing trunks, head safety gear, MME stuff. You know, the mixed martial up north, mixed martial arts stuff, karate stuff, and that's who Leone is. So I feel so tough wearing this.
Today, you guys, I'm not commenting on anything, nothing. I'm just going to agree on everything. Have you guys ever went to any villages in Calabria? What do you think of the region if you have gone? I have not, but Alfred has.
Calabria is a breathtakingly beautiful province, okay? Typically, you've got high mountains on one side, high mountains on the other side, and in the valleys are where the beautiful little villages are set. We took a bus several times when I was with the football team. We would cross the strait on the ferry and get off in, Calabria. And then we would drive all the way up to Rome or wherever it is we're playing football. And we always stopped at this place in Calabria for the best Calabrian barbecued meat that would rival any barbecued meat in the United States, okay? We're talking about grass-fed, fat cows or whatever animal you wanted right there.
They're also known for their seafood.
Of course, they have a beautiful coastline.
And the olive oil is very good. And I remember my friend brought me, Elisa, she brought me something from Calabria. It was in a little bit of a jar, and it's made from peppercino. And you can use a little bit to put in your pasta sauce or spread it on a bread, but I can't remember. That's a very specialty from Calabria.
Well, there is something that you love this from Calabria, that it came from Sicily, and that's the Tarallis.
I thought the Tarallis were from Puglia.
They started, I believe, and I'll have to check that out because I opened my big fat mouth, but I almost want to say it was Calabria.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sergio Leone, godfather of the spaghetti westerns.
Isn't Sergio Leone? Wasn't he a director later on? I'm not sure. Was he? He was in spaghetti westerns, I guess, for sure.
Nice to see Nancy DeMarco. Hi, here. Nancy. Do you know if direct flights from JFK to Sicily are coming back? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And they're called COVID-free flights from JFK, Atlanta. There are also some departing from Canada, Japan, and United Arab Emirates. That's what we have right now, but they've been talking about increasing those flights. So yes, make sure if you go, actually Alitalia, if you go to Alitalia's website, which I did because I went looking for a flight to go back to the United States, and it took me, you guys, literally days because there are not too many coming back in August. And they have on Alitalia's website, and we're not sponsored by, I'm not doing an ad for them, but they do have flights called COVID-free flights. They're in red and they're called COVID-free flights. I think they cost a little bit more. And what it is essentially is you get tested on the flight. Upon arrival, I believe you get tested. You do have to have some paper making of the Italian government has a auto certification that you have to fill out before arriving to Italy. And then you don't have to quarantine. And listen to this. 2 weeks ago, I saw one of my friends up in Rome who does pilgrimages. He has a group of 5 women who came over from JFK, and they reported very smooth sailing. They said no problem. They did the testing. It went fast. They had no problems with the luggage because, they were worried the testing was going to take too long, and then the luggage was going to get delayed or something like that. Nothing.
The tickets are not that expensive on Alitalia. She paid about $800 for a ticket. Maybe $900.
No, I went KLM. I took the KLM.
She took KLM?
Yeah.
KLM, when coming back, you're taking Alitalia.
Yeah, the problem was the coming back. We were like, there are flights, but they're like 26, 38, 2 stops. I do not want to do 2 stops. I've had bad experience with 2 stops coming and going from the United States to here because of luggage.
You want to wait a minute before you go on, okay? Alitalia has that extended legroom economy seat for another $85, where they put you kind of like right in the front of the economy class, and it's for $85 in my view, round trip. That's from Rome to Boston, Boston to Rome.
Yeah.
It's kind of well worth it. Tommy had a question I want to answer.
Wait a second. Let's just go in order.
Yeah, Tommy asked me about. He's asking us.
Where
did Alitalia go bankrupt? Alitalia is in the process of transferring. See, the government's not going to subsidize them, into the future. They're subsidizing them right now until a successor airline or entity can take its place, which they have created, okay? The problem is, but they're negotiating it right now, the unionized workforce, because there are too many unionized workers for the available flights. So until they get that issue ironed out, but meanwhile, back at the ranch, a discount airline called Ryanair has been coming in and taking up a lot of the domestic flight business.
Well, you know what? Shame on Alitalia. A few months ago, they were they were hiking up the prices from Rome to Sicily and Sicily to Rome. They were charging like $500, where usually it's like $80, $90, $100. And remember, Nella Musumeci, the president of the region, was like, this is outrageous. You're being subsidized and you're hiking all these prices and you're penalizing Sicilians. So Anyway, the Alitalia, I don't even want to go into it, but they are not my favorite.
Ryanair is privately owned.
Yes.
It's the good and the bad is that it's a cheap flight. Okay, so if you're going to be traveling and you want a cheap flight to go, say you want to go to Rome or Venice or Pisa or Turin or Milano or someplace like that, they're cheap. On the other side of the story, you pay for all the other bells and whistles. If you want to bring a carry-on, I believe you have to pay for it. If you want to do luggage, of course, you have to pay for that. The chairs, like when I went with the football team one time, we flew up to Rome, right? I swear to God, my knees was in my throat. You have like about 20 inches of the chair thing. You're like, oh, like that.
All right,
so there's no room. There's no room.
Okay. Helen says, are there any train services between the major cities and towns? Or is it best? I say 100% take the train system. The train system here, I've talked about this many times. Right. I take it all over the island. Italia is the website, and you can make a reservation online. They have internet. They speak English. I mean, the speakers, wherever the stop is, they speak English. The views going through Sicily on a train are just magnificent. I take the train all the time to Palermo, to Castellammare, to Cefalù, and it's stress-free. You get there, and what the great thing is also about the Palermo, getting into Palermo Centrale, is that you get there and you're literally walking distance from a lot of the major attractions. And then in Catania, when you arrive to Catania Centrale, you're about, depending how much luggage you have, it's about a 10-15 minute walk from Centro.
Look, and here's the big thing, okay? I'm not going to pull any punches, okay? I'll compare the two biggest and toughest cities in Sicily, Palermo and Catania, and that's numbers 1 and number 2. If there are any punks hanging around those two terminals, the cops will beat the crap out of them. Okay, they beat them up as they're going to the police station, and then they kick them out.
Stop it, Al. Stop
I'm telling you right now.
Al, stop it.
Esther,
Al.
That's what they do. It's not like
but it's safe.
When you go to
safe.
New York,
it's safe.
Oh, it's profoundly safe.
Yeah,
and
the point is that it's safe.
Wait a minute, please.
Okay.
It's not only is it safe, they're clean. They're beautiful. Catania's central terminal is beautiful.
Taormina is like a museum with the mosaics. Beautiful.
And you know who you can thank for this?
Yeah.
Who?
Mussolini.
It was Mussolini
who made the trains
put the hammer down
on time.
He put the hammer down, and he cleaned them all up, and he instilled the fear of God. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think the mafia goes even near those, because there are certain people that are just bums, but it's not nearly as bad as when I see stories of the transit situation in New York City, people getting in caught. There's nothing, zero
it's
like
safe,
that.
And the staff is really friendly, really helpful, and a lot of them speak English. So I find it to be great. The only thing that I don't like about the train system here that you guys should be aware of is that you get there and then you have to go down the stairs, over to the terminal, and then up another set of steep stairs. So if you're having a lot of luggage, they don't have elevators, comma. There's no handicap accessible. Yes, there are handicap accessible for the train, but there's no ramp that will take you. So that I found. But Alfred, you're right. They're incredibly safe. I've gone by myself with Alfred as my boyfriend, and he felt safe with me going, right?
Yes, I did. I want to just say one more thing before you hang up on me, okay?
Hang up on you.
Listen, I alluded to the police being tough. I am very, very, very proud of the National Police, the Carabinieri, period, okay? There is no better, because they're a military law enforcement. They're an arm of the military here. There is no better military police, and from the investigations, you would not believe on a daily basis how much stuff that these guys intercept. Just yesterday, they caught in Catania a boat, a nice, beautiful sailboat with 6 tons worth of hashish. Now, I was a little bit irritated about that, but 6 tons of hashish coming in from North Africa.
I feel like every week, every day, practically, there's some kind of a drug bust everywhere. Everywhere
guys,
on the
I'm
island.
telling you, all business. And not only that, here's a little factoid for you that you should learn. During the Persian Gulf War, during the Syrian war with Syria, during Iraq and Afghanistan, the Italian special forces and Italian snipers were the best in the EU. They distinguished themselves like you cannot believe.
Remember during the G7, there were all those snipers lined up. The Italians. I remember when we were in Taormina for the G7, everywhere there were snipers. They were very professional.
This isn't your grandmother's army or navy. This is a believe me, okay? This is a well-armed, well-trained, elite service group of military professionals. You would be very proud of them. Google the Italians. It's not a large force. It's maybe 280,000 people, but they have reserves. But the career guys that are here, man, you would be proud of them.
Vini Milo, Lisa King. I can't remember. I've heard of it. Lisa, let me know, where is that? Where is that?
That's Vini. That's in Milo.
Where is that? I know. I can't remember.
Over here.
I know,
it's
but we haven't been there, right?
Yeah,
no.
It's a driver in a 99 away. It's maybe 15 miles
But
away.
we haven't been there. Buona festa della Papa. When you show your medical card, it has your codice fiscale on it. Do you have to protect that number like a social security number?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yes, it does have it. All right, hold on one second. Do you still have the local train service around Etna?
Yes.
Yes. Anthony says he's coming September 14th on American Airlines. What do you think of them?
Not much. I don't.
Happy Father's Day.
They play too much politics.
Corey was born in Sicily. Wow, Corey, where are you from?
Not returning this
Very
summer.
nice to see you.
Too many what? All right, you can wait till the fall.
We have a Google map on phone. Ready, set, go. I got to tell you, not the best of luck with Google Maps. Not the best of luck. I mean, in fact, when we're going to some of these out-of-the-way places, Google Maps just takes us, What? But there's another thing called Wiz, I think. There is another app that you can use.
Wiz?
Yeah, I think it's called Wiz.
Yeah, so I could say a joke right now, but I won't.
I think Esther uses that. I think our neighbors use that. Don't show off your wealth. Keep it simple. Universal travel advice. Thank you for that.
Want to know something, Corey? I say that all the time. You know, if you have expensive jewelry, big fancy diamonds, you see this ring over here? And you see this ring over here that I wear? These are my touring rings, okay? But one of them maybe cost me $150, black one. This one over here cost me $20. It used to be, as the guy who sold it to me said, "Oh no, it's sterling silver." Right? That lasted about a week and a half. It's really a copper ring.
He said it was sterling silver? With one eye, I could say.
That was the Noto. Don't you remember?
That was so
proud. I bought that in Noto.
I thought you bought it at the cheap place.
I bought this one in Noto. And I remember I was so happy. I said, wow, this guy's a good guy.
Wasn't it like €10?
20 euro it cost me.
Sterling silver? I can look at that.
20 euro. I says, okay, I'll pay 20 euro for it. But in any case, you know, all the expensive stuff. Hey, my granddaughter's here.
Happy Father's Day,
Rose
No,
and John.
Jen, JR.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Happy Father's Day,
Thank
JR.
you for tuning in today, guys. I love you very much. I'm going to be seeing you within a month. What a pleasant surprise.
That? I know. That's why I wanted to
wait
stop
to see
and say it.
I haven't seen him for so long.
Great question, James. We'll be there in September, and we're wondering, James, what did you ask? Can you ask me again? I missed it. James, ask me again. Waze, not whiz. Grazie mille. It's called Waze, not whiz.
No, whiz is you do when you have to go to the bathroom after drinking too much beer.
You all of the all of our airlines in the U.S. play too much.
It's ridiculous. Right. Okay, it's ridiculous.
It is called Waze.
I vote with my
Jim,
wallet.
ask me again.
You know, so.
Here we go. Okay. No, maybe it was the train service around Qatar. Oh, by the way, speaking of train service, starting on June 22nd, if my memory serves me right, or even before then, they're going to be increasing stops with Tren Italia in Sicily. They're going to be increasing them to Cefalu, a number of places. I just read this article a bit ago, but they really want to encourage people to travel. So they're also doing deals. If you travel between Monday and Friday, you can have a deal. Also you can buy packages. I'm telling you guys right now, Tren Italia is fantastic. Tren Italia.
How do you spell
that? It has
Train Italia?
Treno Italia,
Okay.
Italiano. And the website has the Italian flag on it. So it's a great site. You know what I'm going to do? After the show is done, you guys, I'll put a link to the website in the show notes. So when we're done here, I'll put a link there.
You know what I was impressed? We were just talking last week about, do they have, what's the name of that taxi thing that you, like JI uses it all the time? You know, when he wants to
Share. No, the one that you can book online. That's right. That's brand new.
They just opened up. This one over here sounds good to me. It's a taxi service.
It's an app.
It's an app, right? That's fully transparent. So you know exactly how much the fare is going to be online. So you book an appointment, okay? Mm-hmm. And you pay online with your credit card. Yep. And then a nice taxi. It's a brand new company. Catania is one of the hubs that they're going to be using. It's just starting now.
Well, they're talking about, because there's so many taxi services in Sicily, so they're trying to form partnerships with them to allow them to use that app. So, but this is this is like entering the 21st century here in Sicily.
It's a big thing, believe me, because before, with all the gypsies around, you never knew what the story was, who was good, who was bad, who was licensed, who wasn't licensed. So I think that's a good thing.
If you rent a car from Auto Europe, they rent you an updated GPS, which they mail to you, and then you mail it back. They are US-based, great for my last trip.
Okay.
Good one, Pat Galfano. Grazie mille for that, and nice to see you here.
I am hearing that car rates have dramatically gone up in price this summer. And the reason is because a lot of them were stuck with so many cars. You know, these rental car places, they don't own all those cars. They buy them and then they flip them after 1 year or 18 months. They got literally stuck with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of automobiles because of COVID they didn't use. So there's been a lot of retrenchment. In other words, they get rid of their inventory and they slim down. And now they're getting it back by charging higher rates.
The airport over there in Catania, there's like practically no rental cars. Waiting for Italy to offer green pass for U.S. citizens for September. Let me just tell you that our people, our neighbors next door, the guy has to fly to Torino, and he can't even get. They're having some kind of technical issues. It is a go, but they're having some kind of technical issues with having them physically available. So that's the latest on that. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
People are so anxious to come to Sicily and Italy that it's like a stampeding herd of buffalo wanting to come here. It's just crazy.
It's good.
I'm not that sure that the authorities are equipped yet, because don't forget, everybody laid off help here as well. Not only in the United States was there labor problems, but
a lot of restaurants got closed.
A lot of restaurants got closed, and
thankfully none of our vendors.
We were lucky. Yeah.
Vince Michi says, "I was born in Ribera, Sicily, home of Francesco Crispi. Love the show. Thank you very much." Metered and unmetered cabs have to be very aware.
Yeah, the same thing in New York City, Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to the Jacob Javits Center and see all those big Lincoln Town cars over there. Those guys are all operating under the stars.
Roberta Borsellino says, "My husband was born in Ribera as
well."
Wow, what a... Hey, you guys, where are you guys? I want to know, where is your ancestral home if you're Sicilian here? Give me a little note to know where you are. It's really interesting too, you guys. So since Italy opened up to Europeans, other European member people, I've now run into 2 sets of Hungarians. Imagine that.
Already?
2 sets of Hungarians. They're staying at the President Park Hotel.
They're probably illegal immigrants.
Al.
Or they came in on the boat.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No. Come on, I'm just giving you the
Can
business.
Can you tell how
She looks kind of fishy, doesn't it?
I'm biting my tongue right now. I'm being very disciplined today. But one of them is an air flight attendant with one of the Hungarian
Airlines?
Yeah.
Is that Wizz Air?
That's called Wizz Air. It actually is Wizz Air.
It is Wizz Air. I know.
Stronzo. You guys know what Stronzo is? That's it. I've had it. He's a Stronzo. There you go. If you know what it is,
that's a very
good.
Bad
I hope you're laughing. The other pair have heard so much about Sicily, and they've been wanting to come to Sicily for a long time, and so they've been going around. The other big group that I've heard lots of it's Germans and French. Lots of Germans and French. Now I'm just waiting to hear from all my friends.
They're gonna be coming. They're
from
gonna
the
be
United States.
I want to see Maria to come. You think Maria's gonna come?
I hope so.
My little cutie pie from Revere. I like those Revere girls. When I was a kid, Esther, they used to all tease their hair up.
Everyone in the 80s did that.
All the Revere high girls had their hair up like 18
Didn't
inches.
everyone in the 80s?
And then they used to plaster it with I don't know, spray paint or something, and they would always snap gum.
Didn't everyone in the 80s?
Oh, you could always tell a girl from Revere. You couldn't tell her much, but you could tell a girl from Revere.
Maria, I'm sorry. He's in top form today. Oh, okay. It's Father's Day. In Calabria, rental car is La Mazzia. They offer a Samsung phone instead of a traditional GPS for the same price. And it came with an unlimited data. So it was great for my kids.
Tony,
that's awesome, good. Tony.
Tony, if you have a chance, can you put the link up if you have it? That'd be great for our people.
Lisa, my dad was born in Milan. I'm curious about that vineyard. Paige says my ancestor from my grandfather from Aliyah. Hey, there's someone else here.
Aliyah.
Yeah, of course. Our friend Sean Lewis, who doesn't have his Sean Lewis.
We're going there.
Listen, Paige, Sean Lewis from Mia Familia is there. We've got someone here from Naples, Pat Gelfano. I am one of those Buffaloes. See you in October. Hope our visit is not with closed or out of business. Militello va di Catania, my grandparents' town. Been there twice. October again. That's awesome.
Can I say something to the new people before you continue?
Yep, go ahead.
We have a private group. If you look on your what do you call it, your thing, you'll see it says the word join. This is a private group that we started about 5 weeks ago, and we have a bunch of new people now who have joined up. It's $1.99 per month. And basically, it's used to support our efforts over here. Price of a cup of coffee. Would like you to join because we put up extra stuff, private stuff for our private people in that
But
group.
it's only just extra way of supporting us. Right, so once we're done here, just hit the join button and
that would be nice if you could do
that. Caltanissetta, Patience of St. Esther. You know what? Today I'm sitting on my mouth. I gotta tell you, Mary Jo Noche, my paternal grandfather family was Colisano. There's one restaurant up there that we take our groups when we're over there in the Palermo. That area is so beautiful. Colisano is where we have that outdoor meal with the meats.
Rustic as hell. It's beautiful. Great pizzeria, great food. Colisano.
Vino Milo is a festa that happens in late August and early September. That's right. Constantine Lodolo, my grandparents came from Taormina and Giardini Naxos. Hey, we did an entire episode on Taormina and Giardini Naxos.
2 of my favorite places right there.
Bless your patience. Quite a couple. We are. Ching ching. No, he's not. He's having some iced tea today.
Iced tea today. I'm on the wagon.
Aquanet. I can handle his humor, very similar to my dad and grandfather, hoping to join
Aquanet. That's what it was. That's what the girls used to wear. They used to be like glue. It was like glue, right? I always thought they
listen
were
to
little
this. The
leaning
web
towers.
horse. So wait a second. Occasionally, you guys, we have a bunch of Sicilian friends who join us here. And one of our regulars is the web horse. We love seeing you back here week and after week. That shows a lot that Sicilians are watching. And he says, reading the comments, I realized a lot of Americans didn't forget own roots. That is emotional. You're so right. And it's so beautiful to see. I love to see that as well.
We're Sicilians, okay? There are two types of Italians. There are Sicilians, and then there are those who wish that they were Sicilian.
Good one.
Me, okay? Believe me.
Tony says, born in the same birthplace as Andrea Camilleri and Luigi Pirandello, Porto Empedocle.
Is that over
Luigi's
there by
a
Agrigento?
great, yes, that's
Pirandello
exactly.
is one of my favorite
writers.
Guy,
He's
yeah.
great.
His last will and
Christine
testament
says, I remember our dinner in Colosano with
Yes, it was. Chris, that's right. Chris was there. That was a great place.
Joe says, Michelle's ancestral home are the cities of Palermo and Sutera. Well, my father was born in Terlizzi in Puglia.
We still like you, Joe. Don't worry.
I was waiting for that. I was like, 3, 2, 1, he's going to say that. I'm going to Contrada Spagnolo. I have to find the owners of the property where my grandfather was born. I also want to take the tour of the salt pan. The salt pans are so amazing, right? The salt pans in Trapani and Marsala, fantastic. I mean, literally, you go there and there are the salt pans and then the mills where they used to take them. You can take a bag, like a plastic bag, and fill up your plastic bag with sea salt and bring it home because it's just like sitting right there. Ochinesi here.
Do you know I used to import Sicilian sea salt with all things Sicilian by the 40-foot container?
Really?
Yeah, 40,000 pounds.
What makes Sicilian salt different than, let's say, the other, like the Himalayan?
It's not actually the best
like
in the world. It's very good. I think the Himalayan salt is the best one. There's also different minerals and there's nutrients in the salt from different places in this earth. Okay,
yeah.
Sicilian salt is legendary for its taste. It
is very good. That's all we use
texture,
in the house.
its taste, etc. I love it. But there are also a couple of other good ones. There's black sea salt. It depends on where you go. Try the, how about the one from Israel? I heard that one is too. I'm dying to try that one.
Oh my God, that is legendary,
right.
legendary. Long time after we left Israel, when we were living there, I still remember the salt in Israel, and we used to try to find it and couldn't. The same consistency.
Should I say one
wait
more
a second.
thing?
Italy versus Wales kicks off soon. Come on, Welsh.
Have
you been following that?
Yes, I have.
Gioia Russo, this town is La Cara Freddi province. Gioia, I sent you a message about the Italian lessons. It's a go. I sent you some information on Facebook.
You're kind of zipping through here.
I want to get, because there's a lot of comments. Joe says my father.
No, Maria, you're the salt of the earth, honey. I love you. You're a doll. No,
that was funny.
What?
That was funny. Salt of the earth. That Maria, that was
she's sharp as a marble, that one. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, Al, have you ever considered reopening the import business?
No. Every time I have that desire to do it, I lay down till that urge passes. Believe me, Jim. Okay, I made a lot of money and then I lost a lot of money, but the losses exceeded the income after 9 years. But the most important thing that happened to me is I lost several good friends who invested money with me, and they lost their money, and the friendship went away. So that was really the big thing. That said, okay, that business that we had, all things Sicilian, was the basis of kind of like me restarting over here, because we had made a ton of friends. I had huge newsletters and great stuff that we sold in 3 locations.
You still have a lot of your contacts and friends here, right?
Of course, all my contacts and friends from those days. I've been here a long time, but that started off a lot of inspiration for other people in the United States to do what we were doing. Okay, a lot of places in the United States, we were the only people doing it. When we started, I was a trailblazer. Yeah. Not us. We were trailblazers. Yeah. And Chris Leone, we always talk about Chris Leone from Olive Tree Memorial. She was there from the beginning. Mm-hmm. All right, there was a lot of people that loved Sicily, and we put our heart and soul into it. But then, of course, the recession happened, the banking crisis happened, the dollar went all the way up to $1.44 euro. So in other words, US dollar was only worth 60 cents euro, which made the stuff cost prohibitive. And then people were out of work, and they're not going to pay $20 for a bottle of olive oil when they could buy the cheap junk stuff at Walmart or Kmart or wherever they're, for $2.99. So that we saw the writing on the wall for sure. But we loved it.
Ross Salmoni, Bona Domenica. I was born in Catania. Can't wait to arrive on July 5th. I'm staying at the Sheraton.
That's not too far away.
15 minutes from us.
That's actually closer to Archie Costello than it is. It's a beautiful little place over there. And there's some nice Lidos right across the street. And there's also a nice little restaurant there, too.
A bunch of restaurants
along the that have good granita there.
Granita.
That's a good place. It has a business center. It has an indoor pool. It has a restaurant there.
Yeah, that indoor, there's some shops there.
There's some shops there. They used to have massages. I don't know if they still do, but they used to have things.
They also have deep sea diving at the Sheraton.
At the Sheraton?
Oh, no, that's at the Verdi.
No, that's
Verdi right across from it. Right. That's right.
But that's a very safe area, too, by the way. You can walk from there all the way to the Norman Castle. It's about a 1 kilometer walk. Safe. Cops all over the place. You're going to like it there.
And, I love to see that. Driving down there, there's a lot of people walking, a lot of people running and biking.
At night, right.
During the day.
Right. That's right.
Paige says, and on my grandfather's side, ancestors from Ghibellina.
Okay, we have to wrap this up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so... Oh, you want to say one more thing? Why do you always have to say one more thing?
I just want to say this.
What? Why do you always have to say one more thing? One more thing. Just one more thing.
Don't forget to buy my books on alfredzappler.com. 3 of my books for $19. How's that? I ship them when I get home. Now, what do I do with this money? $19, you may say. I spend it on Esther. So why don't you go ahead, buy some books, and then next week I'll spend it on Esther. Is that okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit the like button, share it with a friend. Have a great Father's Day. Hope to see you on Wednesday and check out more of You, Me, and Sicily.
Happy Father's Day.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.